When winter descends upon Europe, many animals have no choice but to leave. The migrations of many discrete creatures have been a mystery until now. And yet they cross oceans and deserts, brave intense weather, and travel thousands of kilometers unabated. Thanks to recent scientific progress, we are finally able to follow their journey and discover the secrets behind their incredible migrations. Eleonora's falcon is one of the most iconic birds of prey in the Mediterranean region. Shortly after the birth of its young, it undertakes an extraordinary journey towards its winter home in Madagascar. Deserts, rough seas, storms. Nothing seems able to stop it. This remarkable 10,000-kilometer journey takes it from the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean. Macadis Island, in the middle of the Aegean Sea in Greece, is home to a large colony of Eleonora's falcons. At the end of August, Greek ornithologist Nikos Tseppelis visits the island daily to track the colony's evolution. He's been studying their migration for 10 years. While most migratory birds head towards Africa in September, Eleonora's falcon only begins its journey a month later. As summer comes to a close, insect populations, which are at the heart of the falcon's diet, begin to dwindle. And yet, this is exactly when the falcon chooses to raise its young.
I can see at least 2 falcons flying over the cliff. They look like they're hunting.
Towards the end of summer, a new source of protein becomes available for falcons to hunt and feed to their young: sparrows. Coming from the countries in northern Europe, these delicate birds make a pit stop in the Greek islands before continuing to Africa, where they will spend the winter. Unfortunately for them, Eleonora's falcons await them as they make their migration.
The Eleonora's falcon is mainly an insectivorous species. It eats insects almost 9 out of 12 months of the year. But it shifts its diet in order to provide its chicks with protein. It's far more nourishing than the insects, and that happens in late summer and during the autumn when the migration is at its peak. So every morning the falcons are getting high up in the sky and create a huge network of birds in the northern side of the island where they breed. So it's a net that is waiting for the migrant passerines to come towards the island.
Although they normally hunt alone, the migration period prompts the falcons to adopt a group strategy. They form a line to collectively stake out any migratory birds. Once their prey is in sight, all they need to do is dive down to catch them. This invisible net makes it impossible to escape. The passing sparrows can't avoid the trap that has been laid. It's an easy hunt.
Eleonora's falcon is the only bird species in the Mediterranean that has shifted its breeding season from spring to autumn in order to get advantage of the current of migrant passerines.
Within an Eleonora's falcon family, the father usually takes care of hunting. After having his fill, the male passes his prey on to the female.
The eggs take about 1 month, 27 days to hatch, and then it's another month, more or less, for the chicks to fly and leave the nest.
A couple usually gives birth to 2 fledglings. In order for both to develop properly, each needs to eat at least 2 sparrows a day. Without this minimum supply of protein, the chicks would not have enough reserves to complete their own migrations.
The Eleonora's falcons are breeding colonially. The colony may be really dense in places where the nesting sites are less, so they have to pack up in smaller areas. But they can be loose colonies where in islands where you can find many good nests. This provides the falcons with the ability to fight off enemies and rivals that are much bigger than them, because they act socially in groups.
Macadis Island also attracts other birds of prey, like the booted eagle. These birds compete with the falcon colonies for airspace and the amount of prey available. The falcons work together as a group to hassle the eagles and chase them away. The booted eagle has no choice but to hunt elsewhere. This defense system is what guarantees the falcon colony enough sparrows to feed all of their young. For now, these chicks still depend on their parents for food. But their first feathers are already visible, and in less than 3 weeks, they'll leave the nest and learn to fly on their own. The Columbretes Islands in Spain are another gathering ground for a colony of Eleonora's falcons. A few weeks have gone by. The frail fledglings have grown into juvenile birds, as evidenced by the bright-colored plumage on their torsos. Soon, they'll take off on their own, without their parents, for their very first migration. Ugo Malone is an ornithologist and a wildlife photographer. He's working on a project that tracks Eleonora's falcons in an attempt to discover the secrets behind their migration.
We are here to catch a juvenile and in order to apply satellite transmitter. So we have to find a suitable individual that is old enough big and old to place the transmitter. Yes, indeed. I just can see an adult going inside the nest with a prey, so probably there is a nest down there.
For the last 10 years or so, the scientists have placed tracking devices on the falcons to follow their migrations. Last year, they installed a transmitter on a 5-year-old adult named Rossi. Rossi first crossed 2 ecological barriers: the Mediterranean Sea, followed by the Sahara Desert. He then flew over the African continent all the way to Madagascar. An impressive 9,000-kilometer journey wrapped in just 4 weeks. Rossi's trajectory matches the itinerary followed by most adult falcons. They already know the way because they've undertaken the trip several times before. The juvenile falcons, however, will be making the journey on their own for the very first time. Scientists want to know more about their itinerary.
We want to place a satellite transmitter on a juvenile Eleonora's falcons because it will be very interesting to see how an unexperienced juvenile bird can accomplish such a long trip. Oh, yeah, the adults fly from the nest, so it's a good time to go and check the nest.
Ugo Malone has to act quickly. He needs to capture the young bird and place the transmitter before the parents return. Placing a transmitter on a falcon is a delicate task, so Ugo has asked a colleague to help him. Vicente Urios, a professor at the University of Alicante, has mastered the technique.
We got one. We'll be able to place it. Male or female? Female. Look how beautiful she is.
The scientists cover the young falcon's eyes to reduce her stress level during the procedure.
Sujeta las patas, las garras.
She's huge. Be careful she doesn't bite you with her beak. I'll hold her.
Vicente Urios places the transmitter like a small backpack. He carefully stitches the straps together, avoiding the falcon's feathers.
There, that should hold.
The procedure is painless, and the transmitter is attached in a way that won't limit the falcon's movements.
That's good, yeah? Keep it straight. That's perfect. Okay, I think we can put her back now. Yeah, let's go.
The transmitter is in place. This small device will allow the scientists to monitor the young falcon's every movement via satellite. Ugo Malone will hence be able to track its position from an ordinary computer.
That's good, right? Yes, that's good. All right, good to go.
Ugo named the young falcon Anna.
Vámonos.
She'll soon be 2 months old. In a few weeks, Anna will be ready for her flight to Africa.
I can see that the transmitter is working properly. Yes, indeed I can see here that Anna is still on the island and is moving just there, close to its nest. And she probably will leave the island in a couple of weeks. She needs now to learn how to fly properly and to prepare for the long travel to Madagascar.
The time to take flight has not come yet. Many young falcons like Anna are still discovering their own bodies. Others are ready to undertake their first flight. They take wing, while their parents oversee the learning process.
Eleonora's falcons migrate mainly by flapping flight, even if some soaring flight is also involved if the conditions allow it. They make use of wind, especially when crossing ecological barriers. They allow to be drifted by the wind in order to accomplish the crossing as soon as possible.
Eleonora's falcon reaches adult size when it hits adolescence. Small and light, they are only 40 centimeters long and weigh 400 grams on average. Yet their wings can reach up to 1 meter across. In comparison to the birds' bodies, that wingspan is huge. The force of their flapping wings is far superior to that of other soaring birds of prey, allowing the falcons to reach speeds up to 80 kilometers an hour. Weeks have gone by. September is coming to a close. All adult falcons have already left. The juveniles are now fully independent. They know how to fly and hunt. But they remain on the island to build up their reserves. Ugo decides to wait for Anna to leave. For the moment, his young protege is still perfecting her flying technique. But in a few days, she'll be ready. And as soon as wind conditions are optimal, she'll take flight. A few days after her parents leave, Anna is finally ready for her long journey. Like all Eleonora's falcons, she'll undertake her extraordinary migration of thousands of kilometers completely alone. Now it's Ugo's turn to leave. He's decided to follow Anna to Africa, a journey he'll also be taking for the first time. Thanks to the Argos transmitter, he hopes to follow the path taken by the young female. The data provided by Rossi shows that he mostly traveled south. Anna seems to be following the same path. Like all juveniles, Anna instinctively heads south, even though she's never made this journey before. How do these birds of prey, no matter their age or experience, know how to orient themselves?
so light.
Nikos meets with Andre Merard, a seasoned air pilot. He's trying to understand how Andre determines his location while in flight. The ornithologist is hoping he can compare the pilot's techniques to those used by the Falcon.
Do you see any bird? No? No.
What about navigation? About where are you going?
When I see the sky, the east is here, west is here, north and south.
Okay, so more or less you know where you are.
And I never leave the landscape. This little town is Yen. I see this mountain is La Dent du Chat. With this sort of plane, we are obliged to fly only when we can see the ground.
For the bird, they're more or less the same. They get to know the topography. They have landmarks. They know mountains. They can follow rivers. They know coastlines. During the night, they have the ability to determine their position in the earth from the stars. Another very, very important thing is the sun. They can navigate with the angle of the sun in relation to them. So they don't use one each time. They use the combination of all those things, different proportions. What if you have no visibility? What if it's night or if you have heavy clouds?
To navigate, we have the compass, and we can see we are north.
We can find many similarities with the airplanes, like the compass. Proven that the birds can feel the magnetic field of the Earth. And moreover, not only feel the magnetic Earth, but they have probably some special cells in their eyes that can create lines along the magnetic field. They can see lines run all over the Earth.
When Eleonora's falcons begin their migration, they use the Earth's natural magnetic field to orient themselves. The Earth behaves like a large magnet with two opposing magnetic poles. The vertical lines that connect the north to the south represent the magnetic field generated by the Earth's liquid metal core deep underground. This magnetic field provides a precise north-south orientation that coincides with the rotation axis of our planet. In order to migrate in the right direction, Eleonora's falcons use a combination of tools: visual memory, a solar and celestial compass, and the Earth's magnetic field. These tools ensure the birds migrate in the right direction. Ugo has arrived in Mali, on the border between the desert and the Sahel. He discovers an ecosystem which seems ideal for falcon rest and recuperation. Accompanied by his guide, Ousmane Samasaku, Ugo settles in for a few days in hopes of seeing Anna.
The bird we are talking about is very difficult to see here because they fly here, but they fly on a very broad front. I suspect that in the whole Mali, at least 3,000–4,000 Eleonora's falcons pass every migration in 1 month. But to see one is very difficult.
You like?
Best thing after a day like this one.
Thank you.
Ugo nervously pulls up the latest saved data from Anna's Argos transmitter. He sees that the young falcon managed to cross the Mediterranean without a single stop. 8 hours after leaving the island, she reached Africa near the Algerian coast. But now she has to tackle the Sahara Desert.
The desert is an ecological barrier. That means an area where they cannot forage and where any weather change can be very hazardous for their survival. Therefore, they try to overcome it as soon as possible, flying sometimes also during the night.
For Anna, quickly crossing the Sahara Desert is a matter of survival. She'll have to overcome its sheer immensity in addition to the infernal temperatures. Strong headwinds, sandstorms, exhaustion. None of these are in Anna's favor. And yet her instinct to migrate at all costs, an innate part of every Eleonora's falcon, drives her onward. Four days have passed, and Ugo is still waiting to find out if Anna survived her Sahara crossing.
Okay, very good news. Anna completed successfully the crossing of the Sahara Desert and now is enjoying this new habitat, the Sahel, which is very productive because we are just a few weeks after the end of the rain season and there are a lot of insects with which Anna can replenish his energy stores and continue the migration towards the Madagascar.
Like Rossi before her, Anna successfully crossed the Sahara Desert without stopping and in just 4 days. It's an incredible achievement, considering the immensity of this sand barrier over 2,500 kilometers wide. But Rossi chose to fly much farther east than Anna. His migration experience must have taught him to take a more direct route to Madagascar. The young female has once again become an insectivore in the Sahel. After a few days of rest in Mali, she has replenished her reserves and resumes her migration. Since the beginning, Anna has been heading south. But suddenly, she radically changes direction. Her transmitter indicates she's now going directly east. What caused this sudden change in course? Anna went south when she left the Columbretes Islands, guided by the Earth's magnetic field, her solar compass, and celestial navigation. But that's not all. Ornithologists have shown that the direction and length of the flight are programmed in these birds' genetic code. Scientists call this vector navigation. This is what allows falcons to know in which direction to fly and for how long. This explains how Anna, after flying south for 6 days, knew she needed to change course and head east. This extraordinary tool is useful for all falcons, but vital for juveniles making the very first migration of their lives. It enables them to instinctively know the way without having traveled it before. The transmitter continues to track Anna's movements, revealing more differences between a young falcon and an adult. It only took Rossi 3 weeks to reach Madagascar from Nigeria. In the same amount of time, Anna has only made it to Sudan.
Adults already have experience on navigation, on hunting, and therefore they got enough fuel, enough fat stores before the migration in order to accomplish it with very few stopovers. On the other hand, juveniles are less able to feed, and therefore they will move according to the distribution of local resources, sometimes for very few tens of kilometers for each day.
Anna continues her migration and begins to fly at a faster pace. Ugo explores the ecosystems that she crosses along her journey. Ugo stops to pull up Anna's latest position. Once again, the data reveals some surprising information. After arriving in Kenya, Anna once again sharply altered course towards the south. In the regions near the equator, the Earth's magnetic field is weak. According to Ugo, even though falcons can use the sun and the stars to orient themselves, this weakness in the magnetic field forces Anna to use other directional guides to make precise course corrections.
For adults, we believe that the geomagnetic information is less useful when crossing the equator, and therefore we can speculate that Eleonora's falcons use also other cues, for example also the landscape characteristics, the position of some big mountains, such as for example the Kilimanjaro. However, the juvenile Eleonora's falcons are traveling across an unknown landscape, because it's the first time, the first migration for them. And maybe they can use even infrasounds.
Infrasound is defined as any low-frequency sound that falls outside the limit of human hearing. Infrasounds can be created by things like storms or the wind simply blowing on a mountain. These sound waves can travel thousands of kilometers. Eleonora's falcons are believed to have the ability to detect them. According to certain scientists, it's these infrasounds combined with solar and celestial navigation that convince juvenile birds to change course. This would explain why Anna suddenly branched south.
So probably infrasounds create a landscape, a vibration landscape that can be sensed by some species, and in this kind of landscape, big land masses, prominent topographical feature, can trigger huge changes that can be detected by these birds. So definitely infrasounds could be among the answers to resolve this mystery of the orientation of juvenile Eleonora's falcons.
The invisible network created by these mysterious infrasounds could explain how young Eleonora's falcons orient themselves confidently in unfamiliar territory, especially if magnetic information is sparse. Since leaving Mali, Anna crossed Africa from west to east in 4 weeks. After passing Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Sudan, she flew over Lake Victoria. Anna is now over the great Serengeti plains of Tanzania. Only 46 days after leaving the nest, Anna arrives in Mozambique, where insects abound. But the area also attracts many other raptors, reducing the amount of prey available to the falcons. Anna will have to quickly be on her way again towards her final destination, the island of Madagascar. Ugo decides to wait for Anna on the northeast side of the island, where Rossi finished his migration the previous year. Eleonora's falcons can be found all over the island of Madagascar. But according to observations by local ornithologists, this is the part of the island where Ugo has the best chances of seeing them. Birds of prey tend to settle within primary forests, which are difficult to access. Ugo meets with Armin Merozafi, an experienced local guide. He spotted falcons a few days ago in a distant part of the forest.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Ugo.
Yeah. I'm Herman. Welcome
Nice to meet you.
Here is Leon. Here is
Nice to meet you.
Gino.
Okay. So, like I told you, I'm studying Eleonora's falcons, and as you know, the best area in Madagascar for wintering Eleonora's falcon is just here in the northeast and this area. So I don't know if it is possible to reach just this area or to go at least in the nearbys to check this area. I think there are possibilities to see the falcons.
Yeah. Since you wrote me, Emil, when I took other people here, I check. And then there is, I have seen one couple, and then in the other place also I've seen the other couple. And sometimes between not only to that place, but in some area also they flying when they hunt something like a dragonfly or like a cicadas.
Ah, cicadas. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can start today already.
Yeah. From here we have to take a boat. We have to bring our own food. We have to bring our tent.
There is a lot of water.
Yeah, and there's something that we need there. And we will camp there in the place where we could find them easier.
The boat is faster than traveling by foot, and it saves the team an extra day of travel. But it will still take many hours to reach the area where Armin spotted the falcons. Ugo has never observed Eleonora's falcons anywhere outside the Mediterranean. In such a sea of vegetation, the odds of him spotting a falcon are low.
That one is some Wait. You see, the red ruff lemur. They live in groups. For example, between 3 until 8, one group. Most of the time, the female are the leader of the group.
Yeah, it's moving very quick.
Okay, let's go.
To increase their chances of spotting an Eleonora's falcon, Ugo and Armand must find a clearing. In such a dense forest, these open spaces are ideal hunting grounds for birds of prey.
Finally, we are arriving. This is the place where we are going to camp.
They must set up camp quickly. Here, the seasonal rains fall daily and in abundance. They have to stay alert, as a falcon can appear at any moment. Ugo won't have a lot of time to study it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, can share it.
So tomorrow, is it okay for you if we meet at, I would say, 5:30?
It's okay, because bird, we have to wake up very early morning.
It's difficult to see them because they occupy a big region, I mean, all the northeast of Madagascar. So even if almost the world population comes to this region, they move across a big range in order to search for their prey.
Can you guess how many falcon in Madagascar during the winter?
It seems there are, the world population is around 14,000 pairs. So, also considering the juveniles, maybe 40 and 50,000 birds coming every year.
Every year in Madagascar.
But these are just estimations. We cannot be sure. Yeah, it's him. It's him. Yeah, it's him. Yeah. Wow.
So good. Or another bird.
Wow. Yeah, it's a dark moth. It's an adult. Can you see it?
Yeah. I see the bit.
Yeah.
But even without
Wow.
I can see the bit. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Oh, it's gone. No, it's going there to the right. No, yeah. I think.
Yeah.
It's gone behind the ridge.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think we can remain here because if this falcon was here, it means maybe it's a suitable area, so maybe we can see more. It's interesting because here is an open area, it's a second growth forest, and it's very close to the primary forest. Probably the primary forest is somehow a source of food for the Eleonora's falcon. So they take advantage of so-called spillover effect of prey escaping the forest, and they hunt in these open areas.
This open area. How do you think about the threat? Because here you talk about open area in the forest. For example, in Madagascar we have deforestation and so on.
Yeah. On the short term, it may seem contradictory, but deforestation may even advantage Eleonora's falcons, but because it's creating these open areas. But I think that in the long term, this is completely deleterious.
In Madagascar, rampant deforestation is threatening the very existence of part of the island's primary forests. The population soared from 15 to 26 million inhabitants in just 20 years. For sustenance, the Malagasy are transforming the forests into rice paddies at an alarming rate.
If something happens here in Madagascar, it will have effects in the whole population of the Eleonora's falcons. So we can do whatever action to save the species in the breeding areas, in the small islands. But if something is happening here, all our efforts will be useless.
For now, Eleonora's falcons that successfully complete the journey to Madagascar can enjoy the mild local climate. It's still too early to evaluate the effects deforestation will have on the falcon population. Back at camp, Ugo pulls up the latest Argos data. Anna just left Mozambique and is on her way to Madagascar.
I am a bit concerned because there is a hurricane moving across the western part of the Indian Ocean. So I hope that Anna will not have to cross the area interested by the hurricane, because it could be very dangerous for a bird like Eleonora's falcon. Okay, very good news, because Anna crossed the Mozambique Channel without major problems. And I am very happy for this, because we can say that she overcame the most difficult stage of his entire life. Usually, among migrating birds, the first migration is the moment in their life when the mortality risk is highest.
While up to 50% of juveniles don't survive their first migration, Anna's efforts were victorious. After 47 days of intense traveling over 13,000 kilometers, she has finally made it to her destination. Anna took 3 weeks longer than Rossi to get to Madagascar. She stopped to feed a lot more often and struggled to orient herself. But overall, her first migration was still a success. Yet, in spite of all the new transmitter data collected by the scientists, certain questions remain.
So among the many mysteries that still we have to solve as scientists concerning the movements of the Eleonora's falcon, I would highlight maybe the one concerning the orientation system used by juvenile birds, because really, as far as I know, there are no other birds performing alone their first migration and reaching such a restricted wintering area, moreover located on an island.
6 months have passed. In the Columbretes Islands, Eleonora's falcons are back in force. The start of summer kicks off mating season. And although they traveled alone, the falcon couples are reunited to reproduce. Some females are preparing to lay their eggs, while other nests contain eggs that are ready to hatch. They'll soon release young falcons that will in turn fly to Madagascar. They'll be the ones undertaking this incredible journey, carrying on the age-old Eleonora's falcon tradition.